All right, let's talk milkshakes. I mean, who doesn't love a good milkshake, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It just seems so simple, you know? Milk, ice cream, flavor, you blend it up, and it's like pure happiness in a glass.
You think so?
Yeah. But I have a feeling there's a lot more to this iconic treat than meets the eye, so I'm excited to dive in.
Oh, you are absolutely right. There is a surprisingly rich history when it comes to
Uh,
milkshakes. And it's a story that takes us from 19th century saloons all the way to modern day political protests.
these saloons, political protests.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking sweet treats here, not political statements.
Oh, we are. But the milkshake, as it was known back in 1885, was a far cry from what we know and love today.
Really?
It was actually an alcoholic drink,
What?
often described as the health tonic, made with whiskey.
A whiskey milkshake.
Pretty much.
I guess the definition of healthy was a little different back then. So
Yeah.
how did we go from like boozy tonic to the ice cream filled milkshake that we all know and love?
Well, right around the turn of the century, milkshakes started to kind of shed that alcoholic image and embrace a sweeter side.
Okay.
Chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla syrups became popular additions. And then in the early 1900s, somebody had the genius idea to add ice cream to the mix.
Oh, that's it.
And that's when the modern milkshake, as we know it, was born.
That's the game changer right there.
But it's not just about the ingredients, right? I mean, the texture, that's a big part of what makes a milkshake so satisfying.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You need that perfect balance of smooth and airy.
Yes.
And that's where another key player enters the story, the electric blender.
The blender.
Yes. The invention of blenders, like the Hamilton Beach Cyclone in 1910, completely revolutionized milkshake preparation.
Interesting.
Suddenly you could achieve that signature whipped, aerated texture that we all just crave.
So blenders and milkshakes were a match made in dessert heaven, basically.
You could say that. But hold on, we can't forget about another important ingredient in the milkshake's evolution, malted milk powder. Tell me about Walgreens and their role in this delicious tale.
Right. Malted milk powder itself was actually invented as a health supplement, but people started enjoying it simply because it tasted good.
Oh, okay.
And then in 1922, a Walgreens employee named Ivar Pop Colson came up with a brilliant idea. He added ice cream to a malted milk drink. And voila! The malted milkshake was born.
Genius. Pure genius. And I bet Walgreens helped popularize the malted milkshake in a big way.
Oh, they did. And this all happened during the rise of soda fountains as popular social spots, especially for young people. Milkshakes became a staple on those soda fountain menus, solidifying their image as a treat for the younger generation.
Okay, so we've got whiskey tonics, soda fountains, and even a bit of accidental genius. This milkshake journey is already full of surprises, but I have a feeling this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
There's a lot more to the milkshake story.
So much more. We still need to explore how milkshakes became a fast food icon.
Yeah.
The weird and wonderful regional variations that exist.
Ooh.
And even their unexpected appearances in pop culture and, believe it or not, politics.
Now, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
So, tell me, how did the milkshake make the leap from soda fountains to fast food?
Well, it all started in the 1930s with
Wait.
the rise of refrigeration technology.
Refrigerate. Okay, I'm
You know,
listening.
Yeah, this might sound a little mundane,
Okay.
but it actually had a huge impact on the milkshake's journey.
So explain how fridges and freezers led to milkshake domination.
Well, think about it. Widespread refrigeration meant restaurants could store and serve ice cream way more easily.
Okay, yeah.
So this led to the development of automated ice cream machines,
Uh-huh.
which then paved the way for those milkshake machines that we see in diners and fast food restaurants today.
Ah, so that's the link. Refrigeration basically made it possible to churn out milkshakes on a much larger scale.
Exactly. And fast food chains, like McDonald's, they saw the potential and they jumped on that milkshake bandwagon.
Yeah.
They made milkshakes a key part of their menus, and that helped solidify the milkshake's place as an American cultural icon.
You know, it's fascinating how a simple technological advancement like refrigeration could have such a huge impact on food culture.
It really is.
Speaking of food culture, I've always been curious about the regional variations in milkshake terminology. What's the difference between a milkshake and a thick shake? And what about those other names I've heard, like fraps, cabinets, and concretes? It's a milkshake mystery.
It is a bit of a mystery. The names and the recipes can vary wildly depending on where you are. For example, in parts of New England and Eastern Canada, frap is the preferred term for a milkshake.
A frap.
Yeah. Basically a milkshake, but it's usually made with a little less ice cream and more milk, so it has a slightly thinner consistency.
Okay.
And then you have cabinets in Rhode Island. Yeah, they're similar to a classic milkshake, but they often feature coffee syrup as a key ingredient.
Cabinets with coffee, huh? Sounds interesting. What about concretes? I've heard those are seriously thick.
Oh, they are. Concretes are known for their super thick, almost custard-like texture.
Really?
They're so dense that if you turn the cup upside down, it won't spill.
No way.
It's all about using a higher ratio of ice cream to milk and blending it for a longer time.
Okay, now that's impressive. I need to try one of those someday.
Yeah.
But here's something I've always found strange. Why do some fast food chains avoid calling their milkshakes altogether?
Yes. That is a curious phenomenon. You see, in some cases, it comes down to legal regulations
What?
related to milk fat percentages.
Really?
Yeah, certain areas have strict rules about what can legally be called a milkshake. So to avoid any legal headaches, some chains simply use terms like shakes or frosty instead.
So it's a milkshake in every way but name, just to make sure they meet those specific requirements.
Correct.
Interesting. But no matter what they call it, a delicious frozen treat is still a delicious frozen treat.
Oh, absolutely. And what's really amazing about milkshakes is the sheer variety of flavors you can find. I mean, we all have our classic favorites, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
Of course.
But then there are all these incredible modern innovations to explore.
I know, right? The possibilities are pretty much endless. What are some of the more unique milkshake flavors that you've come across?
Well, coffee-flavored milkshakes have become incredibly popular in recent years.
Yeah.
And then you have all sorts of plant-based milkshakes using almond milk, coconut milk, soy milk, you name it. And don't even get me started on the toppings, from fresh fruit and nuts to cookies and candy. It's like a playground for your taste buds.
It's like a blank canvas for culinary creativity.
Yeah,
You can really let your imagination run wild with milkshake flavors.
Yeah!
Speaking of creativity, let's talk about how milkshakes have made their way into pop culture and even politics.
Yes.
I mean, milkshakes is a form of protest. That's a wild concept.
I know, it is quite a surprising turn of events. So you see, in the UK back in 2019, throwing milkshakes became a way to express disapproval of certain right-wing politicians. It was dubbed milkshaking.
Milkshaking.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I have to admit that's not something I ever expected to hear. I guess even something as seemingly innocent as a milkshake can become a symbol of something much bigger.
Exactly. It's fascinating how food and drink can become intertwined with social and political movements. But before we get too deep into the political side of milkshakes, I think it's important to touch on the role they play in pop culture.
Yes. Let's explore that. I mean, milkshakes seem to pop up everywhere, in movies, TV shows, even comic books.
They do.
Yeah.
You know, think about classic diner scenes in movies, or the iconic presence of milkshakes in things like Archie comics.
Yeah.
And who could forget Keyless's hit song, Milkshake?
Oh, right.
It's incredible how this simple drink has just permeated so many aspects of our culture.
It really is. It makes you realize that there's more to the milkshake than just its deliciousness. There's this whole layer of cultural meaning and symbolism that we often overlook.
Precisely. And it speaks to the power of food and drink to evoke memories, emotions, and even social commentary. But, you know, one of the most intriguing aspects of the milkshake's cultural significance is its association with youth and innocence.
Yeah, that's something I've always noticed. Milkshakes often seem to represent a simpler time, a sense of carefree joy and nostalgia. Why do you think that is?
Well, on a basic level, milkshakes themselves are simple and pure.
Yeah.
They're made with basic ingredients, they're sweet, satisfying, and that creamy texture is both comforting and indulgent. They tap into something primal, you know, a sense of pure, unadulterated pleasure that we often associate with childhood.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like they transport us back to those carefree days when a milkshake was the ultimate treat.
And that feeling of nostalgia, that connection to our younger selves is a powerful thing. I think that's why milkshakes continue to hold such a special place in our hearts. They remind us of those simpler times, those moments of pure enjoyment, and that sense of wonder that we often lose as we get older.
Yeah, it's beautiful, really. This humble drink has become a symbol of joy, youthfulness, and a longing for simpler times. It makes you appreciate the power of food to evoke emotions and connect us to our past.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of exploring something as seemingly ordinary as a milkshake. You know, there are always hidden depths and unexpected stories waiting to be discovered.
Well, this deep dive has definitely been an eye-opener for me. I never realized how much history, culture, and even politics were swirling around in my favorite frosty treat.
And you know what? There's still so much more to explore. I think it's time we turned it over to our listener and leave them with a little something to ponder.
Wow, I never thought I'd learned so much about milkshakes. From their, like, boozy beginnings to their role in pop culture and even politics. It's been an incredible journey.
It really shows you how even the simplest things can have these fascinating hidden depths, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of hidden depths, I'm still thinking about something you mentioned earlier, the idea that milkshakes represent a sense of innocence and youth.
Right.
Why do you think they hold that special meaning for so many people?
Well, I think it has something to do with the simplicity and purity of a milkshake.
Yeah.
It's a treat that evokes feelings of comfort and joy. It reminds us of those carefree days when a milkshake was the ultimate indulgence.
Yeah, you're right. It like takes me back to my childhood, sitting in the soda fountain with my friends,
Yeah.
sipping on a chocolate milkshake, and feeling like the world was just full of possibilities.
Exactly. And that feeling of nostalgia, that connection to our younger selves, it's so powerful. It connects us to a time when things felt simpler and sweeter.
Yeah, like a little taste of childhood in every sip.
I think that's why milkshakes continue to hold such a special place in our hearts. They remind us of those pure, uncomplicated joys that we often miss as adults.
But it's not just about nostalgia, right? Milkshakes also represent a sense of playful indulgence.
Oh, for sure.
It's a treat that lets us kind of let go of our inhibitions and just embrace a little bit of childlike fun.
Absolutely. There's something about the creamy texture, the sweetness, the over-the-top flavors and toppings. It encourages us to be a little more carefree and adventurous.
And that sense of adventure is definitely reflected in the sheer variety of milkshakes out there, from classic flavors to those modern innovations.
Right.
There's a milkshake for every personality and every mood.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
So what does all this mean for our listeners? What should they take away from this milkshake-fueled deep dive?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that the next time you enjoy a milkshake, just take a moment to savor not just the taste, but the history, the culture, the emotions that it evokes.
Yeah. Think about the journey it took to get from that 19th century saloon to your glass. The technological advancements that made it possible, the people who created those iconic flavors, and the memories it holds for you.
And maybe, just maybe, it will inspire you to try a new flavor, create your own signature milkshake, or simply appreciate the simple joys that this iconic treat has to offer.
I love it. Well, this deep dive has been a real treat, and I have a feeling I'll never look at a milkshake the same way again.
And for our listener, we'll leave you with this thought. What does your favorite milkshake flavor say about you?
Ooh.
Does it reflect your personality, your memories, or perhaps a yearning for something from the past? Keep exploring the world of milkshakes. There's always more to discover.